SHAUN Fans React, I'm Sean Middleton, and tonight, after the 3-3 draw at Wycombe Wanderers, Sunderland were playing against Lincoln City at home at the Steaming Light. It's been a really poor game, to be fair. The referee's been atrocious, but Sunderland have been below par as well. And there was a chance for Sunderland to go 3 points clear tonight. Fortunately, the current score in the 90th minute is Sunderland 1, Lincoln City 3. And now I'll be getting the fans' reactions as they leave the Steaming Light. Could you please like, share and subscribe to our channel? I very much appreciate it. Thanks for your time. SFC Fans React. Outside, and it's Sunderland 1, Lincoln 3. I'm with Trevor. Chris Maguire, love him or hate him, he's come back and haunt us today. Patrick, he's still got the class.
Absolutely, yeah, he does, but it was really all about our poor performance for me. We had too many players that didn't turn up today.
I agree.
Our creative players, where were they today?
Yeah. A lot of supporters going past the saying like there's not one player who had a good game. Do you think it was just a really bad day at the office?
Yeah, well, hopefully so. But it just reinforces my opinion that we need to reinforce now
in the
January transfer window.
Yeah.
We've got to do that.
I always say when you're at the top, you need to strengthen. And I think tonight people will use the excuse. We've got loads of players out through the COVID situation and injuries, but look at. Them players tonight didn't put a shift in,
and
that's ultimately why we've lost the game for me.
And plus compounded by individual mistakes. And
there was
people will have opinions, and people like Gucci, he'll hold his hands up, terrible mistake.
Yeah.
But to me, it was an overall poor performance.
Yeah.
We looked disjointed. We didn't know there was no shift to the side.
Couldn't string a pass together.
Too many players didn't seem to know where they were supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
And I think we need some experience into that.
I think Corby Evans gives you that balance in the middle. He divides the fans of people. I think maybe he's missed him a little bit tonight, but like you see, individual errors cost us.
Bailey Wright.
Bailey Wright. That's a big one.
I thought we missed him on.
Michael Bowes
Saturday
in our group. He said that Bailey Wright, and he's right as well. Bailey Wright, we have missed him last couple of games.
I still think as well that we still haven't adapted to the physicality of
some of the teams. Yeah.
I
thought they were smarter than us this afternoon, tonight. I thought they were smarter.
I think, rumour has it, I haven't seen the replay of it, but they reckon Maguire could have been a red card. I would like to see the replay. I haven't seen it.
It was early on, maybe that's what saved them.
Possibly so. But, I think sometimes, we're a bit too nice. If that's been on the other shoe or on the other foot, the referee would have been crowded round and blah, blah, blah. And then could have been, the difference.
Something.
We get a red card for a penalty.
Yeah.
And did he even book their man for
Pritchard was, as I'm saying, he was denied him with a goal scoring opportunity, so you've got to look at it and see it as the referee, is that not a red? But I think there was players either side.
True.
That's probably the argument there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But are we the masters of our own downfall, though? Do we think, always get ourselves in a good position?
We do. But to me, it was a poor performance.
Do you think that's all? Just boils down to a poor performance and we get it right?
I hope so. But it also just. We've got to reinforce, but I think we had to do that anyway.
Yeah,
and hopefully
that might push
if I were Lee Johnson looking at that thing, and there's 2 or 3 these young lads and still not at the standard that we need to get out of this division.
Would you not have kept Chris Maguire? Because he's got that quality and he's won the game for them.
It does, but it was too inconsistent.
But to come off the bench, maybe he's still got it. He's a good player, and I know the Sunderland fans will hate him. But to be honest, when he scored the first goal, he put his hands up and he ran to.
He did a bit, but then he was a bit naughty going up to Johnson. So he spoiled that there. I thought I respected him actually when I saw him. But we were unprofessional. We turned our backs. Gooch was holding his hands out when they awarded the free kick.
Yeah.
What did they do? They stand in front of the ball to stop the quick free kick.
Using noggin.
We don't use our noggin.
And I think when they got a 2-1 as well, we got the penalty, we're back in the game, and then we were pushing forward, and then they'd sort of blown the counter attack. I think a couple of mistakes as well. I think Gooch miskicked the ball.
Why did he think he could hit a volley from that? That's again, poor decision making. Well, it is. But, the lad always puts a shift in. He doesn't shy away from games.
Summed the game up in one word.
I thought there was 2 other players out there today. Probably had the worst games in a long time I've seen. I thought Embleton. Where was Embleton today? Very poor. I thought Dan Neil had his probably, who I think is a great prospect. But You know,
it's a disappointing. It's a disappointing.
Yeah.
We could have went 3 points clear, and I just hope we're doing that. You know, this is not the start of. You know.
To me, yeah, too many poor performances from the back all the way through to the front. The only guy I thought that put in a decent shift to me, who I'd give a decent score to in terms of rating, would be Ross Stewart. He tried his heart out. He was battling, coming back and defending in the first half. Yeah. And he was tracking back, winning the ball, and I'm thinking, actually, son, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't have to do that. And I think he was having to do it because there was midfield players that weren't doing that.
I think the red card changed the game, though. I think it was in the balance, and the red card, and they went 2-0 up. It sort of just took the stuff and everything.
It did. We may have, you know, on another day we might have got an equaliser then, but that was the killer blow, the mistake, and then go on the counter.
It is what it is, though, isn't it? If you could sum the game up in one word, what would it be?
Very frustrating. Very frustrating.
Frustrating.
Oh, sorry. Frustrating.
Frustrating.
Sorry.
Can we get back on track? Minor blip. We've got to, haven't we? Right, thanks for your time, mate. Cheers. Take care, buddy. Sunderland have unfortunately lost tonight, Michael. Bowers, Sunderland 1, Lincoln 3. Sum the game up, Michael, in your expertise with you.
Laughably, comically atrocious. That's like on Roker Report where they do the 3-word reviews. I think I might. Roker Report, if you're watching, that's my 3-word review. It was, Morgan's just summed it up there, to be honest. What I can accept, not the score lines. I can accept losing away at Portsmouth, away at Sheffield, away at Rotherham. Not the score lines, but the results themselves aren't that much of a shock for me. Yeah. Results like Fleetwood, like Shrewsbury, and like this one are the reason in the last few years why we have stayed in this league. Now, that doesn't mean that'll be the case again this season. It depends what we do in the window. There's still lots of games left to play. Obviously, if you're in Wigan's position, you're 5 points behind with 5 games in hand. But the thing I did say this before kick-off, and I did say this before kick-off, and I stand by it, that at least a good number of those games in hand will be after February, when they've got a horrid month. But, you know, to be fair to them, so far this season they have shown that they're capable of winning those games. But at the end of the day, they're going to have a big fixture pile-up. But that also means I'm more annoyed at tonight, because if we'd won, we would have been 8 points clear, and you could have psychologically imposed a gap onto them. But tonight was littered with mistakes. It was littered with misplaced passes. It was littered with whatever the players were doing.
Individual errors as well.
And something I've pointed out, and this is a big reason why I'm a Bailey Wright fan, is it coincidence that Bailey Wright's in the team the last few games prior to this one? We've done all right. He comes out, we're letting 6. One of them was a penalty tonight, so forget the penalty. We've conceded 5 goals from open play in the last 2 games.
That's unacceptable. I mean, conceding 3 in the game's unacceptable, but you know, conceding 6 in 2 games
away at Wickham.
That tells you everything you need to know.
For me, conceding 3 away at Wickham, you can, I wouldn't, not excuse obviously, but you could see it. You could at least see it. Now, with all due respect to Lincoln, and fair play, if they've got the results, they'll obviously enjoy the journey back, and they have absolutely every right to.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
However, I didn't think they were very good. I didn't think they were very good. I think every time, put it this way, mainly everything that they did was through our own calamitous capitulation at the back. Yeah. The first one, you could argue Patterson should have saved it, fair enough. But what on earth are we doing switching off from a quick free kick? Why on earth is Gooch in particular, and I think this was Gooch, who lost his man. He let Maguire run through, which led him to have the chance in the first place. The second one, granted the referee, I know obviously you said that the referee's not an excuse for that, but the referee was atrocious.
He was.
It's about time the EFL actually does something about this, because it's not just a Sunderland thing. We've had decisions over the last few years that have cost other teams, where we've had decisions in our favour that have been laughable. This could cost teams here. EFL, you need to wake the hell up and actually do something about it. Anyway, but obviously that is not an excuse for us tonight. I want to make that clear. The second one, we should have argued. We could have had a penalty. I don't know. It was at the other side of the ground, so I didn't see it fully enough. But the penalty they got was a pen for me. It was a Stonewall penalty. It was the last man as well. Exactly.
So that's why it's a red, wasn't it?
Yeah,
clear red.
So clear red. You can't argue with that for me. Yeah. And the third one just came from Gooch misplacing the kick. But to be fair, I won't blame Gooch specifically for that one, as much as I know everyone knows my feelings on Lyndon Gooch at this point. But what I want to point out is, when the person who played the ball through to Maguire to score the third one, 2 players came to him. Yeah. 2 players, when he was on their right-hand side, 2 players came to him, left Maguire completely exposed down the centre of the pitch. Yeah. One of the players should have stayed back and watched what Maguire was doing. I know it's easy for me to say in hindsight, but they absolutely should have done. And again, it's just, all Lincoln really had to do was capitalise off their mistakes, which they did. That's all they can do, and fair enough, so they should.
They're professionals
at the end of the day, they should. and they had something to defend, which brings me on to why I bang on about clean sheets.
Yeah.
Because if you give the other team something to hang on to, we've seen it so many times in this division when a team puts everyone behind the ball, sits back, and we struggle. And we should be used to playing against this by now, truth be told, but. You don't give them something to hang on to. That's why I keep saying, keep a clean sheet, get in front yourselves, and more times than not, here, to be fair, the game is won.
Yeah.
So again, it's...
We just didn't get off to a good start. You could see with the passing in the first 5 minutes.
We were lethargic, we were rushed, we were trying to rush a lot of things, there was just nothing there. And don't get me wrong, that is going to happen. That is going to happen. You are going to get games like that, but it just really frustrates me that it came
at a time when
we could have easily gone top and gone 8 points clear of Wigan, and I think Wickham are 1 point behind us now, because I don't know if they won at Bolton, but I presume that they probably did.
I think they did, I think they won.
So... One thing I want to point out here, mind, because I know people are going on about Streaky Lee, and this obviously has been the thing that's been in the back of my mind, even though I am still Johnson in. If this turns into another bad run, every single one of those players should rip up their contract and get the hell out of the club. I don't want... Lee Johnson himself shouldn't get all the blame for me. A lot of the players, if they dare let this turn into a bad run, then you're a waste of a waste of a shirt.
Well, this is my worry, because when things are going well, it's good, and you're giving the credit. But when things is your backs are against the wall,
Saturday in that regard will be very telling.
That's a massive game.
Saturday will be very telling, and I don't care what anyone says. That's a game we need to be winning.
Yeah.
We've got to be winning. We've got to respond from tonight. Tonight was a game where we really need. If we want top 2, tonight's a game that you need to be winning.
That's your guarantee, really. I mean, not being disrespectful to Lincoln, the fifth from bottom going to the game, you think, do you know what? This is a good chance of getting them a goal difference.
It wouldn't have just been us thinking that. Rotherham would. By the way, Lincoln, if you're any Lincoln fans watching this, if your team dares go to Rotherham and roll over, I'm not going to be very happy here. Because, to be fair to these guys, they did beat Wigan away back in October, I think it was. But my biggest frustration is I accept that teams raise the game against Sunderland. I've got no issue with that. What I do have an issue with is when they raise games against us and then don't bother to do it against anyone else.
I think that's the
thing that really pees me off.
I think what's happening there is because we're the biggest club in the league, and I think every team always seem to rise, don't they? And it's crap. We've got to adapt.
Exactly. But however, when you're up against Rotherham and Wigan, shouldn't you have motivation to be top of the league, though?
Of course you should.
Shouldn't you have the same motivation? But look, don't get me wrong.
Everybody wants to beat Sunderland.
Yeah, that's not Lincoln's problem. That's not Lincoln's problem. You know, they've won the game, and fair enough. They should absolutely take the 3 points, but. At the end of the day, I'm just pointing out, in the last few seasons, it's results like this that have kept us in this division.
It's a setback, Michael, but can we get back on track is the next one?
We can. Whether we will, it depends. It depends for me how much the players wanted up here and they wanted in here. Because I could tell the players were trying to a degree tonight, but it was just a lot of the... But at the same time, there's trying... And then there's really trying, as in taking on responsibility. That's what I class as giving 100%.
Yeah.
And a lot of the players tonight I didn't think gave 100%. Not in the terms of that they were lazy, but in terms of that no one was taking responsibility. Look how deep Ross Stewart had to come for the ball. How many times did he have to leave the forward area to come deep for the ball? No. Embleton, Pritchard and Diamond, who I all thought were shocking, to be honest, but they should have been the one getting the ball to him.
Yeah.
Take responsibility. Now, to be fair to them, they have been taking responsibility recently, so I'll give them this. This could be a blip. It happens. We were always going to lose another game at some point. However, the next few games are very telling. Like I said, if we don't respond properly, and by properly I mean at least get 7 points, ideally 9 now from the next 3, and respond and get a good month going in February.
Portsmouth, and there's the third.
Bolton.
That's got to.
I'm sorry. You've got
to be beat winning them games.
Well, not for me.
Top 2, you've got to be winning them games.
Portsmouth being at home. I'd be disappointed not to beat them. I know tonight was obviously shocking, but at the end of the day, just because we lost tonight doesn't mean we haven't got a chance of beating Portsmouth. For goodness sake,
my worry is the goals we're conceding, man. It's a big,
like I said,
worry.
Bailey Wright's a massive miss.
I
said it on Saturday. Bailey Wright is a massive miss, and me personally, I couldn't fathom the idea that people thought he wasn't good enough. But that's your own opinion. That's fair enough. At the start of the season, he was pretty poor by his own standards, but when he's been in the team and I know people say at the end of last season, but at the end of last season he wasn't fit. He was brought in because we had nobody else to play. There's a massive difference. For me, Bailey Wright, when he's been given a regular run in the team and he's been like fit enough, fully match fit, I think he's more important to this side than he gets credit for.
Right, Michael, thanks for your time. Sum the game up in one word. That game.
Do you want me to swear or not?
Say anything you want.
Shite. Well, Michael, you did
comical.
There you go. Thanks.
You don't need. You want the next comedy movie? Go and replay that game. There you go. Insert some laughing tracks over it.
Thanks for your time, Michael.
Take care, man.
Take care. Sunderland 1, Lincoln 3. Sunderland have missed the opportunity. I'm with
Daniel.
I haven't seen you for a while. Where have you been, mate?
I got banned. The busies come up the south stand and they've brung us down and they turned around and said, I'm getting banned 4 games because I told the referee I'm going to peg his wife. So, you know...
You're going to what?
I'm going to peg his wife.
Oh, so, right. Oh, well, there you go then, right. Back of the game. It was a disappointing game.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
It was, where'd it go wrong?
I think it's the coronavirus, stuff like that, messing us up. We've got Hoffman, Diaco, players out like that, vital players for the title race.
The fifth from bottom. They've conceded, I think, 30 some goals. Michael was trying to make back Bowser saying this is a chance to not just win but get a few goals. Do you know what I mean?
We should have won. We played awful, but I think our referee give them a 12 man.
Do you not think we're looking at excuses? Look at you see the referee. You see the referee, but their red card, Winchester, that was a red card. He denied him a goal.
It was a red card. I've seen it perfectly.
And he gave us a penalty.
I think Winchester made the right option because either way it was going to go in.
Yeah, that's true.
But it doesn't help with him having a 3-match ban now. We've got...
We always say, look at the referees on view. We always seem to blame the referees, but them players today weren't good enough.
Nah.
Weren't good enough. And if you're not... Look at... You had the chance to go 3 points clear at the top. Yeah, and then put more points on the board and the rest has got to catch up. And now it's just a massive... It's a... You know... It's just...
Gives Rotherham a chance to...
It does.
And plus Wigan have a chance of getting 12 points.
They've got loads of games in hand, and I'd rather have the points on the board, but knowing our luck, knowing Sunderland's luck, they'll win all them games in hand.
I know, but it shows from what we've done that season. We had loads of games in hand back in the season. We thought we were going to do it. Mm-hmm. Wigan could do the exact same to us. They could stay in this league and do what we done that season when we messed up.
Sum up the referee in one word.
Wanker.
He said the C word. But can we get back on track? It's just a minor blip.
I think it's one of them Johnson moments now where he gets into the games, does well, does shit.
And you think this is going to be our bad one now?
I think we're going back on a bad one.
We already have one though. We can't have any more. We can't have no more bad ones.
This league, you can't.
You've got to be consistent in an average of 2 points per game.
The last 4 seasons shown, right? We've lost drawn games where we haven't went up, and this is the start again and again and again.
Yeah.
We need to stop drawing. We need to start winning a lot more. Again, we're Sunderland. We're in a Premier League. So
don't blame the referee, but where did we lose the game tonight?
I think Maguire was well on form, and I think he was just thriving off all the boos after once he'd done that at Johnson after his first goal when he went up and celebrated.
He apologised and he went straight to Johnson, didn't he?
Aye.
It's just one of them, innit?
And then his second goal he tried, and then his third goal I was seeing him. He was shouting at the kids, man. He was going off it with the kids. It was ridiculous. I mean, they're about 9-year-old. And
Accrington Stanley the other weekend. We've just got to get back on track. It's as simple as that.
I think Accrington will go for a 2-1 win. I'm confident going into that game.
Right, nice seeing you, pal. All right, stay safe journey. Sunderland have unfortunately lost at home to Lincoln City 3-1. They went down 3-1. David, terrible performance from the players. People can blame the referee and blame this, that, and the other. We weren't on us.
No, I'm not surprised, and I think as the fella just said there, I think this is the start of his streaky run, Streaky Johnson.
There's a couple of people said that. I hope not, but
I'm not a big fan of him as well, like you. And if we don't win against Portsmouth and Accrington, I would get rid of him.
Would you?
Yeah, I would get rid of him.
Remember, exactly, that's your opinion, and people respect that. I give Johnson the credit because he turned it around, but he's got to get promoted. Yeah, it's as simple as that. If he doesn't, it's bye-bye.
We've lost 6 games already this season. That's the most out of anybody in the top 4.
Is it?
Yeah.
There you go. There's another stat. We've lost 6 games. It's not good. I mean, there's still a lot of games. We're only at the halfway point.
Still a lot of games to play, but Wigan have loads of games in hand on us. Rotherham have 2 games in hand on us. I bet Lincoln go to Rotherham next week and get the bellies tickled.
It's a massive opportunity missed tonight, David, isn't it? Yeah, why do you think it went wrong in the game?
I think everywhere. I think
we just lost it everywhere.
Yeah, we weren't up for it.
Yeah.
I think the Wickham game took a lot out of us.
Yeah.
Because that game was tiring.
That's a good point, that, Dave.
Against Wickham, wasn't it?
It's a good point. I mean, that was a bruising game. It was, wasn't it? It was a 3-3. It was a really, really hard game, and maybe, like you just said there, that they're still feeling the after effects of that game.
Yeah, I think we are.
This one.
We battled well for that, and it was a decent point if we built on it, and won tonight. But well, we slip up.
It's always what if, isn't it? Always what if for Sunderland? What if? That's what we've said for the last 3 seasons. Now we're in the 4th season, and we're always saying what if.
If we don't go up this season, we might as well pack in and give up.
I couldn't bear another season. I couldn't bear another season in this division. Like,
can I just
Yeah.
Can I just put a message out to our fans?
Aye.
When Ethan Robson comes here in a few weeks' time, don't give him all the applause you give Chris Maguire, because giving players like that a round of applause, it's when the opposition, their enemies, and arseholes like Chris Maguire is going to thrive on that.
Thriving and I mean, love him or hate him, he's got that quality, Maguire. He's not consistent. He wasn't that Sunderland, but when he played, he played, and he's become the pantomime villain tonight. He stole the show, got a hat-trick, won the game.
He's a pantomime villain. Me personally, I hate him. I wouldn't give him the time of day.
That's fair. That's fair doubt, but he has got the quality, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has got the quality,
and it showed that tonight. I mean, and that's why. I mean, he apologised to the fans when he scored, but he ran straight to Lee Johnson, didn't he?
No,
got in his face.
I disagree with that. Something must have got on somewhere, but
he just didn't. Lee Johnson didn't like him, and
like Parkinson with McGeady.
With McGeady, aye. Yeah. And I was talking to my mate who's still good friends with Maguire, and he said Maguire loves Sunderland. He said he didn't want to leave, but he hates Johnson. That's why my mate hates Johnson as well. But
yeah, I'm not a fan of either of them. Maguire.
Who was the best player tonight? Would you say?
I would probably say Maguire, unfortunately.
Sunderland player, would you say was the best?
I don't think anybody was, but I felt a bit sorry for Patterson. I think he could have done better with that first goal.
What would you give the referee out of 10?
I don't want to blame referees. He was shocking, but I don't want to be making excuses.
So do you think that? I mean, it's so 6 defeat. We've got to beat that one on Saturday, because we've got Portsmouth. The games are coming thick and fast, and this is where you've got to start going into good form now. I'm just hoping that we've got something left in the locker.
They always race the games against us. That SHAUN McConville, he always races his game 20% against us.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll get beat against Accrington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Right. Thanks for your time, David. I need to Dave. Sunderland have missed the chance to go top by 3 points. Ben, disappointing result tonight. Where did it go wrong?
Well, what went wrong for me tonight was we're too slow on the ball. We're not passing it like we did on Saturday. And there, with Johnson there, that was an assault on him. He got punched in the face and he got a red card. That was and Maguire. It was a total him. I just don't want to speak about him at the minute. He's just bossed this game, kicking people to death, and yet the other cards. It should be a straight red card. Winchester, yes, should be a red card, but not what happened there at the end.
Yeah,
with Johnson, because Johnson got the ball, got punched in the face, literally by the throat, and he sends him off, and everybody else got the other card. It's not totally acceptable that like.
So I didn't. I mean, the foul by Maguire early on. Yeah. Do you think that could have been a red card? Do you think
straight red?
Do you think?
Yeah.
I couldn't see it from. I was a bit.
Well, he came with the ball. Yeah. Never got the ball. Got the man. He actually went for somebody on the floor, kicked him in the head, and went away and just went stupid.
Yeah.
But honestly, poor Johnson there. He's got punched in the face. He was getting pulled up. The referee's got to give common sense to have a word with Johnson on his own and just say, listen, enough is enough. Don't go over there. Johnson did nothing wrong. Doyle had to get separated by McAllister because he was getting like ready. The bench just got involved.
Oh yeah, but at the end of the game, was a scuffle between.
There was a lot of scuffles on the actual touchline.
Oh, right, at the end, between Johnson and Maguire and that.
No, but Johnson, all the benches came off. Kicked off.
Aye.
And it was terrible.
Was it?
Really, really terrible. Johnson got by the foot like that.
Aye.
One of their players.
One of their players, aye.
Yeah, and then they just got yellow cards, 3 yellow cards, and then fourth official went to the referee and says, right, send them off. Johnson, not very happy.
And back of the game, Ben, I mean, look, our players weren't very good tonight.
They weren't very good at all. We need to get people fit. We need to keep people in the right position. Like tonight, Stuart had a good game. Don't get us wrong. He had the ball. He got the ball around. But Flanagan is captain. No. Flanagan was slow tonight. No, not tonight.
Who would you give the captaincy to?
I'll go back to Corey Evans on Saturday if he's fit.
I think it's just unfortunate. I was sitting to that guy before that he got knocked. He was knocked out. He was
I know that. I don't mind that. But these time wasting people like tonight, they were time wasting. Maguire.
You've got to dig it back though, Ben. Yeah. Other teams are digging it back.
Dig it back from them. Yeah.
We never seem to learn by it.
We never seem to learn by it. But that referee today was a joke. Every time he's blown up for free kicks and yellow cards. Nicholas one, like blatant giving free kicks away and that. And we're not playing the fluent football we normally play. But I'm fed up.
I know you're upset. I think there's a lot of fans.
Do you know what it is? We play well on Saturday and we come back to this, like, this stadium is like, it was quiet in there tonight. There was no atmosphere at all until the last 5 minutes.
Ben, is that about the players though? The players weren't at it tonight. I mean,
yeah, the players weren't at it.
They were really, really poor. And if you didn't perform, this is what can happen.
Yeah,
I mean, they're fifth from bottom as well.
I
didn't
know the fifth from bottom. I didn't know the fifth from bottom.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's underestimated them both.
Yeah.
Look, it's a bad day at the office. And
we need to move on from Saturday. We need to play a team on Saturday to go up there to the fans who go, that happened on Saturday. I'm one of them.
I'm going down.
I'm going down on Friday to Blackpool and I'm going to go to Accrington.
Proper supporter, Ben. Yeah, proper supporter.
And I'm definitely looking forward to see much improvement.
Much improvement.
Yeah.
So what if we didn't though, Ben?
I'm not being disrespectful about Johnson at the minute, right?
Yeah.
We've got a lot of problems at the moment, but we need to regroup and do it properly by going down on Accrington, have a good performance and just do well.
Do you think January's a bit?
Yes.
January's big as well because I mean, when you bring players in, people say the squad's good enough, but you still need to bring players in when you're at the top. You've got to bring players.
Yes, we need to attract a good quality striker, and we need a really good left back. We need somebody at the back. At the moment, we haven't got any at the back at the minute. Cirkin tonight was a bit off the ball. Yeah. Pritchard played well when he kicked, but he ran his socks off. Gooch, nowhere. No.
Gooch, not a fan.
Not a fan of them.
Not a fan. It was his fault for the third goal when he just totally
yes.
I don't know what he was doing there, like.
In same with
Who's that?
I don't know who it is.
But like you say, Ben, it's disappointing. We could have went 3-1 clear, we didn't.
No.
You've got to move on.
Got to move on.
You've got to move on. But Ben, if you could sum the game up in one word, what would it be? Sum that game up.
Absolute joke. All I've got to say, that ref, he needs shooting in the head. Yeah. I'm sorry, mate. Sorry for interrupting. Continue, lad.
Right, can we get back on track, Ben?
Yeah. Of course I can.
Aye, we can, aye.
Of course we can.
We can.
Saturday's got to be the one.
We've been playing so well. Yeah. It's just maybe one of them days where. But it's about coming back. If you don't play well, if you're not added from the off, they were organised, weren't they?
They were organised at the back. The big lads at the back, the two number 7 Kindy and all that, and Gordon Ranville's are a good place. So.
Disappointing.
I know.
But you still got faith.
Yeah, I've still got the faith in
them. Keep the faith. Right. Thanks you. Sunderland 1, Lincoln 3. Disappointing. I'm laughing there, but it's not funny. It's really disappointing. Lads, where they go wrong? Come further in now,
they played shite. Neither of them played not bad. Like, our defence was rubbish, wasn't it? Agree?
Defence was... well, the full team wasn't very good.
Pritchard, woo! No good. Never played football at all. No football.
We weren't good enough. Chris Maguire, we shouldn't let him go. He ripped up our defence like we knew he was.
He still got the quality, but
the referee.
People say he's inconsistent, but look, he come back to haunt us tonight, didn't he?
What he done?
The referee was absolutely.
What he done in
one time, that's all right.
Johnson
one time
was out of order.
Aye. Well, look, you can blame the referee, right? You can blame this, that, but them players tonight weren't good enough. Weren't good enough.
Can I say it? Their assistants were mean as heck. They were so mean.
The linesmen were terrible. They were just all our.
Maybe you're blaming the officials, but we were shot on the arm. Let's be honest. Let's give them some credit.
No. Their assistants took the poo out my mum.
Right,
we could have gone on for days about how bad we played, but we didn't.
Right, Tuesday time, lads, all right? A massive missed opportunity with Lee Farrell. Sunderland have unfortunately lost 3-1 at home to Lincoln City. Chris Maguire, the pantomime villain, returns to haunt us this evening.
Well, it used to be like it's a common theme with us around this time of the year, where we tend to slip points, we give away daft points away. It's the games where we shouldn't slip. I've seen comments on social media saying now Billy Wright's a big miss. Yeah, he is a big miss, but we shouldn't be counting on players to hold us back all the time. We should be having players there non-stop, ready to round to go, play and keep the consistency going. It's a lack of team effort. And fair play, Johnson, you put the team what you had out, but we need consistency in our team.
Why do you think we lost the game tonight?
to be honest, right, it was after the second goal to me. We lost our heads. There was no effort in. They didn't put heart, no passion in. There was a lack of effort from every player on the pitch. You can't put any fault on any player when it's the whole team.
So what's that boiled down to? If the players are not putting a shift in, is that just them themselves, or is it the manager? Or is
to be honest, they let themselves down. It's not the manager's fault. You can't blame the manager. I've blamed Johnson plenty of times now, but it's fair to say tonight.
I think everybody's got to take a share of the blame tonight. Let's be honest.
Everyone deserves some sort of blame. Like even goes further up because we've got Christian Speakman saying that he promises this, promises signings. We're signing young talents in we've never heard of from the Irish League and all that. They're not going to walk into this team coming out games like this and getting beat because it's not going to give them the chance to start. We need some sort of players who are going to come in, give that urgency, give that fight when they've got no one to lead. There's no leadership on the pitch.
That's what we're lacking.
Flanagan was atrocious.
I know he's been brilliant the last. Well, I wouldn't say the last 2 games he hasn't, but like prior to that, Flanagan's been pretty good. He's been really halfway. I think he has.
Well, Flanagan was to blame for the last game because he kept on giving away daft headers and losing challenges in the air.
In the Wickham game, but I mean prior to that, I think he's been the leader at the back, but he's just last couple of games he's been there.
To be honest, questionable who's leader at the back when there's Bailey Rice on back because Bailey Rice is not the best of defence we have in our team. We do need some sort of leadership in our team. January's the year. This is a time now where we need to bring players in. Signing these youngsters is not going to be good enough. We've been speculating with a 17-year-old kid from Ireland. Again, it's not these players we need. We need leadership. We need goal scorers. We've only got one forward.
No, we need a striker.
We can't rely on Ross Stewart.
Broadhead's injured now.
His hold-up play is weak. He's skinny, he's tall. He's not going to hold up against 2 or 3 centre-halves. And again, we can't be counting on a 18-year-old kid at the back. We need some sort of leadership, some sort of quality in our team. Because if you could pick faults in our games, Maguire was on his own all the time going one-on-ones. Questionable offside, I'm not sure. But yet again, we shouldn't be doing that. There's poor communication between the back line and our goalkeeper.
We just looked all over the place, didn't we, tonight at the back? More at the back, but I mean, just the whole team was just.
To be honest, it's just communication. Communications across the lines on the board. It's been atrocious. It's B-Tech football. Why you teach kids is communication. They lacked it today. People are going to blame Patterson for giving up errors, but you can't blame a young kid where he's got no leadership in front of him as the defenders. The goalkeepers is only as good as the defenders.
That's true.
Look at the start of the season when he was in, he was fantastic. He kept a clean sheet before we load him out. Then he's been out alone in Notts County, he's saving penalties. He's not going to cut in this league with the defenders that we have. It's a lack of leadership, lack of positioning. We've got midfielders as fullbacks, wingers as fullbacks. Players who are questionable off fullbacks or wingers. Like we put Denver Hume on today, he's not a footballer. He doesn't get in positions, he doesn't get in the space. He plays balls behind people. There's nothing in it all the time.
I'm not a fan of Denver Hume,
lack of energy in the team today. It showed how weak we are on the pitch. We should have called these games off instead of recalling these players. Like the Hawks coming on here at the end.
That's going to be the next excuse. That's going to be the excuse on Twitter and all social media. We should have just postponed the games. But look at that. The teams that played on Saturday was a strong team, and the team tonight was a strong team. Should be winning them games.
To be honest, if this is our strong team, to start to say that we're going to get beat by Lincoln, who's 19th. There's a 19th place team.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Them players tonight, they didn't perform. Didn't perform.
Well, we never perform anyways, because when we get wins, it's often on when we break on the attack. Fair to say, it's happy crowd, You don't pinpoint the faults when we win. When we win, we still slip up the same errors. But what it is, it takes a team to do the homework. Like what Lincoln's done today, they noticed our errors.
He's a good manager. I think he's a good manager. He's just...
Michael Appleton, he's a good manager, fair enough. He had Chris Maguire at Portsmouth even, so he knows Chris Maguire in and out. But to be honest, today is where we use our strengths and use our weaknesses. Today it shows a lot of our weaknesses. It's the same errors which cause us every single game to concede at least one goal in the 3-1 or 4-1 win where we've won before. All in once tonight, and all it takes when we play Rotherham next, they're going to destroy us.
This is my worry with Lee Johnson, is the fact that you've just said there, teams always seem to figure us out as the season goes on, and we haven't got a sort of another alternative way of playing.
It's not hard to break down our defenders. They're weak, they're leggy, and they're not going to put in the effort. They need some sort of leadership. I don't know what Lee Johnson's tactics are. But he needs to get substitutions out earlier to keep the passion
going. Do you think they're sending off though? Do you think that maybe just sway them? As a come at I think it was a 64th or 67th, and we've got a player sent off. He had a penalty.
Well, to be honest, right, I saw it coming with the penalty. I saw it coming. They're breaking the attack. They're getting in them gaps. And all it takes is someone to do that daft decision.
Yeah.
Silly decision, to be honest, because all you had to do was take a 3x reception, you would have eliminated that chance.
Yeah.
If Patterson came out, you would have made that goal look smaller.
Yeah.
It's the tactical stuff what we do on the pitch, and the IQ is very, very poor. Like, you watch Premiership Sunderland, Championship Sunderland, this is by far the worst performance we've had. And I've seen us play against Rotherham, where we got tortured, and we're still putting the effort.
Yeah, that was the worst, for me, it was the worst performance of the season.
The full-back tactic is nothing for us. It should be a 3 centre-halves and the wing-backs.
What do you make of Chris Maguire? Just quickly, because I think we're,
Chris Maguire today.
His celebration. I mean, he obviously put his hands up, but then he ran to Lee Johnson, didn't he?
Well, I was looking at something before my data cut off, and believe it or not, he did run over to Lee Johnson and he did spit in his face.
Lee Johnson spat
Chris Maguire spat in Lee Johnson's face. And Lee Johnson got held back by Phil Jevons.
When was this? At the end of the game?
No,
when he scored
the first goal.
Aye.
So, to be honest, Lee Johnson double held back there. It's typical shit outy by him, isn't it? That's what he's known for at Sunderland, so he's going to do it at us. Him and Lee Johnson don't see eye to eye, so...
What do we need to do quickly, what do we need to do to turn it around and get back on track?
Grow backbone and start playing decent football, because...
There you go, grow backbone.
Yeah, grow backbone. Callum Doyle showed at the end of the game, so... Like, someone needs to put challenges in like that, especially if you're going to get bullied.
We showed a lot of frailties, I think, tonight. A lot of frailties where... I mean, I just had that feeling, Appleton, he's an experienced manager, and he probably just look at him and he'll have a plan.
Well, Michael Appleton, look at his record. He's been assistant manager at Leicester and all that. Yeah. He knows how to do homework. He's done it well tonight. Aggravate our players, aggravate the fans, aggravate the coach and stuff, and then we lose the game. Yeah. What is today? The fans did stick behind the lads despite getting beat. Well done to the fans today for all 28,000 Sunderland fans who were there.
Some referee in one word.
Who? Is it just one word?
Just the one.
Absolutely shambolic.
That's two.
Well, shambolic.
No, it's fine. So the referee was terrible, but we'll get back on track. Are you still confident?
Well, hopefully we'll break out with this game and come at the next game heads high.
Got to go out with it and get 3 points.
Hopefully it's just a blip this game, but we can't let it slip next time. We need reinforcements, because
we need some players in.
If we play these players out there with the energy that they give today, and if they're like that on Saturday, we're going to get annihilated again and again and again. Tactically wise and IQ wise, the players need to do their homework for the next game. Because today, I think that our players didn't do their homework. They didn't. Something missing that they had today. Yeah. They grinded the fuck out of me, pardon me language. But like, to be honest, they look piss poor.
Yeah.
Piss poor, absolutely shite. And like what Roy Keane would say about any of the players who he's watched and all that before, what would he say right now? What would he say to them? You'll lace it in the... So,
he would have teared them.
Like, you would have done it at half time, you wouldn't have taken this. Like, it's 0-0 until the final whistle. The players should be playing all the heart out all the time, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it.
Anybody stand out tonight? Just last thing.
To be honest, begin the game, Jack Diamond, but then he sizzled out. He started looking weak, and then everyone else did. So.
Right, thanks for your time, Lee. All right, I might have the steam light. SHA fans react. Dave the Rave. Yeah. Dave, disappointing.
Well, it was the worst game I ever seen. Could have played better than that. I've seen them play better than that. They're singing than that. So, like, we didn't play that new player. What was signed from Ireland? I should have played with that.
He's still not much fit, is he?
No. And they were singing that, so we've got to start playing better. If we want to get better, we need to get some more players.
Do you know what? I was sitting the lads there. Look, we went at it tonight, and if you're not at it, that's what can happen.
No, the cats and dogs will play better than us. The cats and dogs inside. And inside, get the river, get the river. We are Sunderland. Right, we'll do better the next game, and that's Ashton and Stanley, and we've got Portsmouth for the next home game, so we'll do better against them.
Disappointing, no, Dave. I mean, going back to the game, their red card. It was the guy. I'm not sure who done the foul. It was the foul.
The fight.
Richie got sent off. I
was at the end.
It was the 9. The lad of a goal scorer opportunity.
It was at the end. It was like singing. Lee Johnson got sent off with the red card and all that.
Lee Johnson did. I missed it in the Bermondsey, and that was a bit.
It was like a Wigan game when it's like that. And then the next year, okay, God bless you all.
Is he still on our side?
We need to keep praying harder. We need to keep singing. I hope we get up. I don't want the playoffs. I want the top 2. That's what we want.
That's what we want, Dave.
Okay.
That's what we'll get. Top 2. We've got to keep believing. Keep believing, Dave.
Put it on later on.
I'll be on tonight, mate. I'll be on tonight. All right. Right. Take care, Dave. All right.